Well, hi Virgos, welcome to Universal Guidance Tarot. It's time for your weekly reading. I've shuffled these cards very well. This is a two-part reading. The overall energy of this reading will be the center card in the first part of the reading. So Virgos, if you feel compelled, please like and subscribe. Otherwise, let's just get started. Let's find out. What can you expect coming up in your lives, Virgos? Any advice is always welcome for the Virgos. Any of these readings. Virgo, please. Flip over. Okay, let me see what we got. So I put down the cards in the same order that they come out of the deck. The overall energy is the 10 of Wands. That means you're going to be putting down some sort of burden you've been carrying. So we have a few cards left for the second part of the reading. The overall energy of this reading, Virgos, is the 10 of Wands. You've been carrying a burden. And you're getting ready to put down the burden. You're going to drop those wands one by one or all at once. There's no 11. The 10 is as far as you can go. So let's find out why the 10 of Wands surrounds your entire reading. So up here in your highest energy is the Page of Wands. This is going to help you to drop the wands. There's something that's been brewing from the bottom of your feet and it's going to come out your mouth. And this is going to help you have a fresh start and a new beginning. So whatever it is, there's something you need to say to somebody that's going to help you drop some of these wands so that you can move forward. It's right next to the Six of Swords. This Six of Swords is about speaking. Look at all the truth, all the swords. Swords are truth and clarity. So this is going to help you to move away from rocky waters towards smoother, calmer, more peaceful place in your life. So you're doing it. It's taking work, but you're doing it. So if you feel like you're not, you are. And this speaking up or out, whatever this is, or it might even be a declaration, is going to help you to release these wands, that burden, so that you can keep picking up those swords and keep moving across that lake to the other side where you want to be. I have the Two of Swords next to the Six of Swords. Yeah, you've kind of been blocking your own progress with this card because the heart issues, you know. You're guarding your heart. You have your swords up in self-defense. You have a blindfold on. So you've just been kind of like not dealing with it because it hurts your heart to deal with it. But it looks to me like you're going to be able to go ahead, do what you have to do so that you can move forward in life and drop this burden that you've been carrying around with you. Now, if this reading does not resonate with you, I would check your moon sign or get a private reading from someone you trust. All these cards are male or female. I have the Tower right under the Page of Wands and next to the 10 of Wands. So yeah, there's been a Tower moment. That's the heaviness that you've been carrying. And you need to speak up. There's something about this Tower moment with someone that you need to say something so that you can help yourself move forward. I have the Magician on the other side of the 10 of Wands and right under the Two of Swords. Okay, so this is really, you know, putting those swords down and taking action. There's the infinity symbol here, symbol of intuition and knowing. And you know that you have nothing to do with this burden. You know that because you have everything it takes to move forward. You have that cup of love. You have that pentacle there for security and stability. You have that wand of fresh starts and new beginnings. And you also have the sword for truth and clarity. You have the power to manifest what it is you want. And you're getting ready to do that. You're getting ready to come out of that Two of Swords energy so that you can move forward. Under the Tower is the Seven of Cups. Yeah, I think you have questions about what went down, what happened. And so cups are love. And look at all those cups. These cups all have something else in them. So there's not enough room for love. So, you know, it becomes confusing. And I think you're still confused over that. And I think that's what you need to kind of get clear so that you can move forward. I have the Seven of Pentacles next to the Seven of Cups and under the Ten of Wands. You waited for, I think this was a relationship that blew up. And I think you waited for it to come to fruition for a long time. So long that that staff right there was actually holding you up and you're still waiting and waiting. Because that bush, it like budded, but it never bared fruit. It never blossomed. So you just kept waiting for something to materialize in this relationship. So you're very confused about the love. You were getting, and this is what you're realizing now, and if you just listen to your head and your gut, not just your heart, you're realizing you were only getting the Page of Cups. That's just another one of those Seven of Cups. But in this case, there's a fish in it. So, you know, this can be a card for Pisces. So Pisces could be strong in someone's chart around this reading. But this is what you're realizing. And this is, you know, really once you fully realize what happened, they just didn't have a full cup of love to share with you. And that's what happened. That's why it never came to fruition. So let's take out the second part of this reading, Virgos. Let's find out what else it is that we need to talk about for this reading for Virgos. Okay, we got our cards. Okay, Virgos. I have the Hierophant. And the Hierophant is right next to the Two of Swords. Yeah, you thought that, you know, you were waiting. You wanted this relationship to end up long-term, committed, a traditional style relationship. The Hierophant is a very spiritual card about marriage. So it is the card for Taurus. Taurus might be strong in your chart or someone else's around this reading. But, yeah, so you're kind of like not thinking about it, trying not to deal with it because the thought of losing this hope that you had really hurts your heart. But you're going to have to deal with it, and you know it, you figure it out, and you need to get to a more peaceful and calmer place in your life. You need to put these turbulent waters behind you. I have the Eight of Swords next to the Hierophant. Again, on the other side of the Hierophant, you're blindfolded. You're bound. There's swords of truth and clarity all around you. See, I think you stayed in this relationship longer than you really should have. I believe the truth and clarity were around you, but you were just kind of not seeing it. This is a card of illusion, feeling trapped into something, but your feet aren't bound. Your mouth isn't bound. You could have walked. You could have talked. And you are going to talk to release yourself. This has all been a spiritual lesson from your guardian angels and spirit guides. They've been blowing that horn down on you to get you to awaken to a spiritual lesson, and you are. And so this means you'll be rewarded by the universe somehow. And part of this reward is probably actually being able to move forward now. Freeing yourself. I have the Eight of Wands under the Hierophant and right next to the Magician. I think this is part of that Page of Wands. I think there's some texting, phone calls, or emails, or video chat going on about this relationship. So there's going to be communication. It's going to be really helpful for you in putting that burden down. You are not dealing with this Ace of Pentacles. So you're really, really hoping that this relationship would turn into something very long-term, a marriage. Here's that Ace of Pentacles that you kept hoping for. And all this conversation is going to help you to release yourself from even, you know, still being tied to this image of you being long-term with whoever it is that we're talking about. I have the Page of Swords under the Judgment card and facing the Ace of Pentacles. So part of your spiritual lesson is putting your sword up. you know, looking out for yourself. So you are becoming hyper aware, you are seeking truth, you are seeking clarity here, and you're letting this Ace of Pentacles idea go for now. So you're very much on guard about letting that take up your life because it wasn't happening, and it doesn't look like it's going to happen with this particular relationship. But believe me, you will be rewarded for learning your spiritual lesson. And the reward could be that this is still out there. You know, that pentacle you were waiting for, it might still be out there waiting to come in. But you're on guard about, you know, the whole thing about marriage, long term, the whole issue with someone that you waited a very long time for that to happen. I have the High Priestess under the 8 of Wands and right next to the Page of Cups. The High Priestess is the card of intuition and knowing in the tarot deck. So I think you knew you were getting this Page of Cups. I know, you know, I got the 8 of Swords here. You're really kind of just not dealing with it, trying not to see the truth and clarity that was actually all around you for a while you were hanging in there. So your intuition does run high. Trust yourself. You know, that's what this card says. When your intuitions are telling you one thing, really pay attention to that. So I think a lot of this is going to come out in conversation like, well, is that why this happened or that happened? And it's going to make things much clearer for you. So you can drop the wands in your conversation. So do follow your intuition when you're having these conversations with this person in order to set yourself free. I have the Hangman next to the High Priestess and under the Ace of Pentacles, very spiritual card. So the Hangman is just hanging there, but being enlightened. So there wasn't any movement for a long time, but you are getting enlightened. And so with the Hangman is very spiritual, like I said, under the Ace of Pentacles. Your intuition can enlighten you a lot, and let it in this conversation that looks like it's going to take place. I have the 7 of Wands on the other side of the Hangman and under the Page of Swords. Yeah, I think you're going to get to a point in this conversation that you're going to put your wand up and you're going to start, you might even block them after this conversation on social media, texts or phone calls or something. But I don't think you're going to want to talk to them much more after this. I think once that truth and clarity hits, you're able to drop all your wands and you just want to move on. You just, that's what I feel here. I'm going to take out a guardian angel card for this reading. Let's see what they have to say about it for Virgos. Let's see what they have to say about this reading. So you are moving forward. You are going to be able to put down that burden. And I think that's the main point of this reading. And you are learning a spiritual lesson. That's why you even had to go through this. Okay, what do you need to know here? I have the 8 of Emotion. Now I'm going to read it to you. The 8 of Emotion. You feel a deep longing for something meaningful in your life. In your heart, you know there's more out there waiting for you in the world. You know with both these cards. It may be time to switch careers, move to a new home or city, or initiate other important changes. Do what's right for you and seek out your magical new life. And this is what you're getting ready to do. By putting down that burden, you are moving forward. And you actually might be moving. You actually might be doing something very drastic, like switching jobs, moving homes, whatever it might be. But they're saying this is what just follow your heart. Do what's best for you. So Virgos, this is your reading. Thank you for watching. Universal Guidance Tarot.